Wow, I'm realising these are the first words I'm saying today, and it's 8 p.m. So that's wonderful. Also, I'm really sweaty, and also I think my head's gonna wrap shut if I sit in good posture. But well, that's life. It's really loud. I currently have like 0 energy and slept like 14 hours or something. It's crazy. And I found a weird smoothie. What? That is marvellous. I think I just had the healthiest and happiest 3 weeks in a very long time. Healthiest in that. Wow. Are there chickens here? Like cockles. Anyway. I wasn't always drunk. I wasn't always taking something. I wasn't abusing training, which in the past, which I would say like the happiest moments of my life, I've been doing one of these things, which I don't think is wrong, but I think this is really like the healthiest happy I've been. And I just spent 3 weeks with people, learning, traveling, doing shows, like everything that brings me joy basically, with people and on the road. So it's not a surprise that I get back home and I'm like, suddenly I've been home like a day and a half, and I don't really count the first day of being home. For me, that's just like do your washing day, I don't know, do food shopping kind of. I don't really count that day personally. I can't sit still here. I feel like I just meant, oh great, my phone's like running out of space also. Okay. I kept having, maybe, have I spoken at a camera about this random idea before? I feel like lots of ideas need time to be like, you need to like pull at the string, you need to see what's going to come from it, but I think it's also to find out what the idea is meant for. Like some ideas are books, some ideas are shows, some ideas are something to journal about, some are a conversation, some are talking at a camera, and some are like garbage just for the sake of being that. Like they're supposed to be absolute rubbish, because you need to create rubbish to create good things with. Yeah, so I have some ideas which like I don't know what they are yet, and maybe they are just my brain wanting to be a philosopher or wanting to understand philosophy in some way, but also there is like the very present theme in my life right now of like a mild, I say mild panic, but it's got to the point that I'm almost numb now, of like I could just get a terminal illness tomorrow, and the thing to me that doesn't terrify me like, okay, I might die, I'm gonna die at some point, but I could die tomorrow, I could get hit by a bus, game over. But then I'm not there to mourn myself. Whereas like if I get like a terminal illness and it like slowly takes everything away from me, I'm gonna have to mourn the loss of like myself and my life, and I don't know if I could handle that. Like I guess I'm gonna have to if that ever happens, but like I don't know, this seems kind of present in my mind, and it ended up being connected in my head to being scared of taking flights, because I was never scared of taking flights until like a year or two ago, and I was suddenly terrified, and it did happen after like I had some bad flights, like bad turbulence, and also I wasn't in the best mindset for it. But then I kind of realised that when I'm scared on flight, I'm not actually terrified of like death. I'm terrified of the plane going down, being traumatised but still being alive and being like a vegetable cripple on the floor, and having to like continue, and that the trauma of that is what terrifies me, and that also like the lack of potential that I won't have fulfilled. This I feel so much that like I always felt like, even though often I am the youngest in the circles I am in, I feel like I haven't achieved. I'm 24, like, and what have I made? What have I done? Like, what have I feel behind, and I feel like I'm not as good as I want to be, or that I could be given the right circumstances and opportunity, and I don't want to blame it all on that at all. Like, it's also on my own will to just push and to find it for myself and to make things happen. But
what's wrong?
Yeah, this kid's just like fully attacked some child. Yeah. Yeah. I guess current life update is, it's somewhere in the start of June. I'm somewhere in Toulouse in a park that I ended up in this park when I have like minor life panics. I don't come here any other time, but it's really nice. I should. Besides the screaming children and the cockerel. I don't even know if any of this is audible. Yeah, I woke up really late today. It's like the kind of start of it being like constantly hot. Like I'm just sleeping with my windows wide open. I finally put up a mosquito net. That was great. Yeah, I just kind of like lost today. I didn't feel sad. I was just like, I'm super low energy and just like, what do I do? What am I doing? Like, I have so much work, but I don't want to do my work right now. I don't want to do it. I want to do other things, but I don't know what the other things are, and I'm all on my own. Like 3 weeks, and I'm like first time in 3 weeks, and I'm just like, what now? But I had some ideas. I got out of the house. Realised I only own 2 pairs of shorts. That's not an okay situation, seeing as I live in a very hot country. Although like 3 of them did break last year, and then I just didn't replace them, so that's probably why. Yeah, and I was writing for a while, and this is where I ended up coming to my conclusion of my to-do list. Some of these ideas I had kind of just like jotting them down in like bullet points, and was like, I don't really want to write this. This feels like a book if I write this, which maybe it's a book, but also it just feels like a thought that I need to put at the string of it and get it out, and writing is a bit too slow for that, and it's a bit too analytical, whereas I think if I just speak on my idea, I can like see it through. So I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, oh my life, I have 10 bullet points of random shit that my brain threw out this morning. Bullet point 1, death panic airplane, we did it. Bullet point 2, oh yeah, I was watching a video actually. I was watching a video of this French guy. Well, he's not, scratch that, he's not even French. Of an English guy. He's not even English. American? His accent. English speaking guy he just does videos on like philosophy and stuff. But also he's like fluent French, and he doesn't sound like an American, he sounds like fucking French. Like, and how he speaks, like I never had the goal to like sound French, or to honestly even have the goal to like speak, I want to say the word fluently, yes, but like as in like it could be a mother tongue. This was never a goal for me, because like I found it so hard to learn French, and I still struggle so much, that for me the goal was just like understand and be understood. And I kind of got to that point now, and I honestly haven't done anything for learning French in the last few, like probably 2024, haven't done anything for it besides just live life, which is always great learning still. And now I'm running into new struggles of like, because I can just have conversations with people, I want to like be able to express myself better and have emotions in French and all of that stuff that comes with being fluent in language, which I wouldn't say I'm fluent yet. Like what's the word? I'm proficient? Is that how they categorize it? Anyway, but he really motivated me to like, I was like, you know what? Yeah, I want to be like fucking good at French. I want to be like, maybe the accent, like I do have a very strong English accent, but I want to be able to be like, they'll be like, oh, but besides the accent, like how you speak and the words you use, like completely fluent. So now I have some motivation, gonna get back on all these wonderful apps of mine. But anyway, he was speaking about that, so now he's like 30 and he's got like a decent amount of money, and that he has everything that he ever wanted, and now what? And it was really interesting to hear his take on it. However, like I related to none of it, because I'm currently in the young broke, don't have anything you want, you only have like plans on paper and dreams and goals and stuff. And I kind of had this like, okay, right now money is turning out to be the problem for absolutely everything. Paperwork is turning out to be the problem for absolutely fucking everything. Visas, societal fucking norms of boxes that throw you in a box and makes no sense to me. But like, if someone said, do you want to be young and rich forever, no, young and poor forever, or old and rich forever, taking young and poor every day. And the amount of adventures that I've had just because of that, like, for the rest of my life I will know that I slept a night under the Eiffel Tower, and I had like such a weird evening, and learned so much about myself and the world. And Paris at 4 AM. Oh my life, what's that? I wouldn't have done that if I had enough money to get a hotel, and I'm really happy that I didn't, and it pushed me to now, like, even in moments when sometimes I can afford like a different option, to like not take it. So now I guess I'm trying to like pitch forwards into like old and rich me life, and be like, not what would I tell myself, but the fondness that I would look back on and be like, I wish she was so young and broke, and to try and like feel that now and just be like, and be excited about being young and broke. Like, how can I be excited about it? I couldn't afford a bed, so I did loads of research about sleeping on the floor and how the Japanese sleep on futons and the benefits for your body, and it's honestly incredible. I'm now having a great time sleeping on my floor. Granted, when you get back from like hotels after three weeks, it feels a bit sad to like curl up on my floor, but my body feels 10 times better. And I would never have done that. I'd have just gone and bought a bed if I had money, or if I was like of an age where it's like, oh, you probably shouldn't just like sleep on the floor. So things like this, like I'm trying to now like find the joys of like being young and broke. Like today, I mean, there was some things that did come to mind of what I could do, and I'm so broke at the moment that I was like, oh, I could go to a trampoline park, but I was like, money. Could go, there was like a random concert on, but I don't know the people, like some random French singer that could have been nice. I was like, money, and I'm going on my own, unless like I really want to go to a concert, I'm not going to go on my own. So I was just like, just put a blanket in a bag, go to the park. Like, oh, and what a segue from that thought. Hopefully this is a bullet point, otherwise this video is going to be like forever long. A lot of people tell you that like, a lot of philosophers and people have said that like you are a combination of your 5 closest friends, which I think is true to a certain extent. But I also then I beg the question of, we are social beings, like we just are. We're basically as close to like a herd animal as we can be, but we just don't act like it because of society anymore. But so many artists and creators, especially I never want to say like good and bad art, but the more expressive, experimental, out there, put their heart on the sleeve, got it all out kind of creators, they spent a lot of their life in solitude, and there is the aspect which I'm really interested in terms of like suffering, I don't know that word, but like you need to see the bad to then be able to see the very good also. And I think if you've only ever seen good, it's really hard to see the heightened level of good if you don't know the contrast. So there is this truth that like a lot of creators also have a very dark side, but I think they also have a very solitudial, no, that's not a word, solitude, they spend a lot of time in solitude. And I wonder a lot now, especially now because I just got dropped on my own in Toulouse, I was like, wow, when I spend like, this is the first time I talk in, but I probably just spoke to myself yesterday, but that was it. And if I keep spending so much time like this, who am I? There's no 5 people to make a combination of in me. So then do you find your true you only if you're on your own? That's sad. But then you need contrast, you need other people to see what you like and what you don't like and how you respond and how you act. So you need both. But I find it really interesting that like potentially I'm more me, and I'm more creatively me, I'm more creatively aware as to what I put in my brain and then what comes out of it also when I am on my own, because I am not a combination of 5 other people. I'm actually just like my body and my being is forced to discover what it is without any other input, and I think that's a very, very valuable thing. Because while we're on the philosophy well of stuff, know thyself. Next on the paper, actually this is good, I just like throw my bullet points out of my brain, and actually they're not as long as I think, and I don't confuse myself so much. Done that. Oh, that was sad. Let's skip that maybe. Done that. Done that. Oh wow, okay, actually a lot of my points were like split up. I just have a bullet point that says I'm done struggling. And it's really funny actually to read this because I wrote that before I watched this video and like came to my conclusion of like I want to enjoy being young and broke, and I was just like I'm done. Like I think on the train 2 days ago, I had a letter from L'Assurance Maladie. They don't like me very much at all. I'm always on the phone to them with shit French, and they're like, should we transfer you to the English team? And I was like, no, don't transfer me, they're just a translation team. Also, I understand what you're saying, I understand I'm speaking like shit, but I understand. And they're like, go home and wait another 6 months. I'm like, I've waited so long, give me my fucking numéro social. Fuck. Anyway, what was my point? Oh, I'm done struggling. Oh my god, I'm done with everything being so hard. Which I know it contradicts entirely me wanting to enjoy being young and broke, but like, I guess there's like the young and the broke, the young bit, the line is going to continue moving of age. Nothing I can do about it. Next. Money, I can see how, given how much work I put in, given experience, given everything, it will build. Hopefully soon. In terms of society and societal standards, in terms of government, visa, country norms, I don't see it changing, I only see it getting worse. They're just invisible borders we put on just some random bits of land on some random ball of water and earth, and now it's suddenly like, oh no, you can't do that. Like, and the thing is that like, I just want to be like digital nomad, but with a circus, and just live on the road and just have a base somewhere, but I'm just paying for like some bricks that someone put some furniture in. Right now I don't even have furniture in these bricks, like, but to do that I have to go to a different bit of land next to some other water and be like, hi, can I have a paper because someone pushed me out their vagina on your bit of land. So the other bit of land is like, oh, she touched the other person's vagina goo like on the way out, like that means that she's from there. So actually you can't come here. But actually, like, initially I'm not even from the place where I was pushed out. I'm like from a different place on the other side of the world, and they're just like, oh yes, take our passport, come to us. But sadly, this passport does fuck all for me, so I can't do this. Like, well, I can, but it doesn't fix my situation. It's just fucking stupid to me. Like, I just don't understand the world in this sense. Like, what are we doing? It's such a waste of everything, and I feel like all my life I just waste my life in France trying to get paperwork done. Also, it's like they're back in time, like at least 100 years. They're like, we're gonna post you this and can you sign it and then post it back and then do this, and then 6 months later we looked at your letter and then here's your piece of paper back. I'm like, this piece of paper is disintegrating. Like, I hate technology, I'm really not great with it, but get yourself some website forum and like upload documents. Or like, oh my life, it just, I have to call and wait on hold for like 5 hours, and it's just a disaster. Like, what is going on here? And from this, like, honest, if I'm completely honest, the amount of times every single time, so about once a month, I go to the L'Assurance Maladie. I go into like the place, which you can't get like an appointment without your numéro social. What is the social security number? I don't have this is why I'm doing this application. And it's just like, every time they're just an asshole to me. They don't have to be mean people, but they are. And even actually the one woman was really kind, but then she was just like, there's nothing we can do for you, like, go call this number. And I like sit outside this place in the stack of steps, and I stay on hold for like an hour, and then I talk to them, and they're just like, what? Wait another 2 months, or maybe go into the building and ask. And I was like, I just did, they told me to call you. And even once, like, I went with the person on the phone who's telling me to go to the building. I was like, here's the building, talk to them, because they're telling me to call you, like, fix it. And I think I know it's because I care, but it hurts me too much, and I just end up bawling my eyes out, sitting outside this fucking building on these steps, and every time I cycle past there, because Toulouse is a place like I feel so safe and happy in, to have like one spot in this place where like I just want to curl up and cry and give up. Like, it's just too hard sometimes, and the fact that like I don't actually understand 100%, and like I can't open it now, and it's leaking. Yeah, that hits hard. But I don't even know what the but is. I don't know what I'm supposed to say. I don't find a silver lining right now. This is a silver lining. Why is this lighting so weird now? Is this worth trying to fix or not? That's a no, I made it worse. Okay, I'm not fixing it. Okay. Well, rant about France over. This smoothie is really incredible. I need to get one of these again. I found some random sunglasses on the metro. I did clean them. And now I can look like an idiot. Which is well exciting, because actually I kind of like summer just like arrived. I had no idea what was going on. It's really hot, so I was like, and I'm trying to wear sun cream this year. I said this every year, but like I don't burn, I just get darker and darker. But I realise there's like skin health still exists even if you don't burn. So I'm trying to wear sun cream this year, and I don't know, are other people like this, that like I cannot like seem to not break or lose a pair of sunglasses in a year. Like they last the summer, and by the end of the summer they're gone. Like, or I've landed on my face on trampoline in them so much that they're just like, I don't know. So I found these, and they still have like the tag on. They are marvellous. They're like so bad they're good again. So I'm well excited about these. And do I have any other points? Somehow in my brain this morning, I had like so much in my brain. I guess it's good actually sometimes to realise that it's not all, in my head it's always a lot worse than I think it is. Or a lot worse, like a lot more overwhelming. And yeah, I have 1 point left, and actually, oh my god, it matches my notebook. Oh well, not on here, but kind of. The colour, in real life the colours do not look like that. Anyway, while I was on the whole mental train of solitude, and if I'm the amalgamation of 5 people, amalgamation, that was the word I was looking for, amalgamation of 5 people closest to me, I was like, I don't actually know. I guess it's not the people I consider to be my 5 closest friends, because they're all so spread out around the world, and I see some of them only like once a week, that would be wonderful, once a year, that it's like, it's not who I feel closest to, it's who I spend the most time with. So it's actually, I'm going to be a mix of 5 people I spend the most time with, not my 5 closest friends, which is a little bit sad, to be honest. But luckily one of them is a very close friend, and I mean, we've been friends since forever now, 8 years, and of course relationships change, but it kind of hurts, and it's kind of sad to me that the bit that hurts is not that the relationship changes, is the fact that I'm scared that they don't also see that the relationship changes, or that not what it changes into, but the fact that it changes makes a problem. And this really bums me out, honestly, because there's certain aspects of it changing that I think is so healthy and so good, and that we are both growing a lot as people, but also other aspects I'm like, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. And actually, also I've been watching a lot of random YouTube videos lately. I've had a lot of travel days. And I saw a video where a couple, they went to couples therapy, but like it's kind of couples therapy where they each like have a separate therapist and in a separate room, and it's like there's never like a moment together, and it was like really interesting to hear how they found that works. So the therapist, oh my life, oh, go away. Okay. The therapists talk to each other, but afterwards, but the couple don't, and apparently it's really, really helpful. Fucking hell, what is that? It's really helpful, apparently. And it did make me think. I was like, okay, great. Well then, let's personal therapize. Therapize? Got language today. Let's therapize myself. what's going on. I've taken one of his traits, which I personally say is one of his worst traits, which I really don't like, and I have started doing it, and I absolutely fucking hate it. And it's being late for things and not respecting time boundaries. And honestly, I was always quite proud of myself that, like, even when me and him were together, that, like, I managed to keep respecting my own values, and that, like, that's a very important thing to me, to be on time for things. It's not like you can't ever be late, not at all, but, like, if someone's forever late for stuff or forever doing other things when they're with me, I'm just like, do you care? Do you want to see me? Because if you want to see me right now, you'd be here. You would presently be here. And I just kind of found myself lately, like, leaving people's messages a bit too long, or just kind of being like, nah, whatever, I'll just be 5 minutes late. Like, if I was like rushing to leave the house, and I was like, chill, it's fine, just be a bit late. And I'm like, no, because I value these people. I want to see them, I want to respect when we get there, and not at all because of what time we get there. It's just like, I guess I have a little fear that they're like me, in that they get the feeling that the person doesn't care. So now I kind of gave myself a kick up the ass, and I was like, be really conscious of this and really make an active effort to not, just to stop doing that. Because actually I don't think it's going to be hard to stop doing it. Like, it's only been like the last few months that I really felt like I started doing it to begin with, and it already felt horrible when I did, so I was like, it's not. So there's that. But also, when you never see someone and you spend so much time with other people and doing other things in life, it can sometimes feel a bit like, I'm just like, what do I have to say to this person? Because do we want to have this, like, before it used to be like, oh, what a joke, we have to have a 4-hour catch-up. Now it's like a 4-hour catch-up isn't even enough. Like, I'm not going to be able to, like, fill you in on all the details and all the people, and I cannot. So then we don't, and then we go apart. And I know it's okay for relationships to go apart, but I don't want that we don't speak, and I don't want that we don't see each other. I just want that we evolve it into something healthily, in a healthy way, and I think we need to be active at the fact that it's changing to do that. And given the current situation, that, like, I seem to be making all the plans, I seem to be. Not all the plans, that's a lie. I feel like I'm the more active one in this situation right now, which is not actually, it's hardly ever been that case, but I do feel right now I'm the more active one. Now I feel like it's almost my responsibility to, like, say this, but what's smoothie on my nose? Yeah. And for future me, for future old and rich Tash, young and rich Tash has hope. I also realised that today that I didn't really care about hope before, or I didn't think I cared. I just called it by different words. I was like, hope's pointless if you don't do anything. If you don't have hope, but if you take action, great. If you have hope and you take action, great, it's going to be easier. But the point is that you do something. Like, for me, hope was kind of just like going to church and, like, praying for money rather than going to work. So I was like, fuck hope. But then I think I always thought about hope in terms of, like, things that you have control over. Whereas now I'm like, but all the things I don't have control over, I guess it's just like willing the best for it, which somehow feels better in my mind than saying the word hope. But I kind of, like, over the last year and a half, 2 years, I kind of swore off relationships, no matter, even if I wanted it or not, because the other one ended as such, like, a disastrous way, in that, like, for my own brain and well-being, it ended in a disastrous way, because I was like, I want open relationship, I feel like I need it, and not because I want to go and sleep around with those people. I want an open relationship because I don't see the person that much, like, travel too much, and just to know that I'm not, like, lock and chain tied to someone in there because I want to be there. And I'm okay if my opinion changed on this 10 million more times, and if people convince me otherwise and whatever else. But I was just like, okay, no long distance relationship, but I want to open a relationship. And I was like, great, so I need to open up to the long distance, which somehow, as soon as I thought about it logically, that sounded really nice. But then I was like, fuck, I'm always the one leaving. So I'm the one who feels shit, which I know is like completely irrational, because if it was the same situation but the other person leaves, I wouldn't be feeling like this, but it's the same situation. And I guess I kind of got to the point now of like, I have hope that it could work like that, or that I mean, it only took like a year and a half, but I'd rather have a very valuable and meaningful relationship with someone than constantly be like, I'm always leaving, and that's shit. Because I always know that if I'm sad to leave somewhere, that means I did something well. That means I did something really well. In this last 3 weeks, I was in a different place each week with different people, and I was so sad to leave. And I'm really bad at goodbyes, but still, I was so sad to leave. And every time, there's just like me with a tear in my eye being like, I just want to stay here. I just want to stay here with these people and do like 10 more months of this exact week again and again and again. It'd be great. Yeah. Decided to take a henna course. I don't think that was actually words. I decided to take a henna course. I found like a free henna design course online, and just like how to mix it organically and stuff. And I would always like to be better at that. It's free. I have the stuff, like I have the things at home. And actually, I mean, I have a body. I can try on that. I have enough skin to like play around. I have paper. I have YouTube videos. So, especially because I have like another 5 days in Toulouse, I think that would be really fun. It'd be kind of like, it's like colouring in for adults. Like I love that that's a thing now, and that that's an acceptable thing. I think it's really cathartic. So yeah, I guess today is like a planning day. I'm really hoping I sleep tonight because I want to get up early tomorrow. And I'm going to try find like one of these, fuck, what are they called? A tahami mat? No. But the thing that goes underneath like the Japanese futon, I've seen them a few times in the flea market, and then been like, well, then I was living in the caravan, so I was like, I have nowhere to put them, nowhere to transport them, whatever. But if I can get one tomorrow, I'm going to take my skateboard with me to the flea market and then hopefully skateboard it home. Where did this point come from? Why am I... planning. Yeah, I want to get up early tomorrow. I'm scared I won't sleep until late tonight because I slept in so much. But yeah, I think it's necessary for days like this. As much as they kind of hurt my brain a little bit to like get nothing done, it was really necessary. Yeah. And actually a cousin of mine asked me, like a while back, what the meaning of life was, and to film like a 5-second video of it, and I was like, I don't fucking know. So I just kind of like bullshitted for 15 seconds on this video. And actually, I was quite proud of myself. And since then I've thought about it a lot, and I've come to the same conclusion, just like more concisely said, I guess, in that like, I don't know the meaning. I don't know if there's supposed to be a meaning, or, I mean, I don't really believe it's supposed to. So, I don't know if there's a meaning or not. So if I just put meaning into every little thing I do, if I put meaning into a day where I'm tired and I slept and I'm in such a weird mood, and I guess to put meaning in is to just find a reason for something and to find some joy in something anyway, because if you have joy in something, then that's reason enough. And for me, I found that today here, and in planning it, I found meaning in that, like what I can do, how to get myself back into the flow of things when I don't have really time for a flow. I've just got like a little pit stop before I'm running again. And also to remind myself that like I just was like, I came back with a thought, this is the happiest I've been in so long. And the next day I'm like, I'm sad because I'm on my own, like a fucking child. I'm there at the time of my life, chilling, jumping around people, meeting people, making connections. Okay, maybe it doesn't need to work it, but the world's not all work, even though I love my work. And then I'm just like, oh, I'm alone and I'm sad. What am I doing? Just like, yeah. So I found some meaning in it. I found some sense for myself. And the point of meaning of life, this is what my brain is like. I need to sleep some more. If I find meaning in all the little things, then if there is no meaning to life, then I've had a great time. And I put meaning into everything else, so then I had a meaningful life anyway, even if there's no bigger meaning to life. And if there is a meaning to life, I'm going to find it through doing what I love and finding meaning in what I'm doing. Because if I can't find a meaning in what I'm doing, I'm going to stop doing it. Even if it's as much as like, okay, I need to take a new cafe job because I can't afford circus life. Like, circus life's not solely providing for me right now. So maybe I do need to get a cafe job, and maybe it's not the best, and maybe I don't like it that much, but it serves a meaning to be able to continue paying my rent, to be able to do workshops, to then improve myself, to then be able to get work that I do want. So it is serving a meaning. I can find the way to find the enjoyment in it. Whereas, and I think there's a difference in doing that than just justifying what you're doing bad for yourself. I think it's so big or something. But so there's some things that like I don't find meaning in anymore at all, and I stopped doing them. And there's some things since like a long time. I think I've been doing this unconsciously. I've been doing this mental process to come to the same result. In that, like, for many years now, I don't do my washing up after dinner. I do it the next day at some point. If I have housemates that love a tidy kitchen, I'll just put it in my room. Luckily, right now, given all the weird ass housemate I have right now, kind of pissing me off when I want to move house. I really hope I do. Or no, I will move house. I just think after summer, because right now I can't afford it. I don't even have the time here. And the thing is, if I don't have the time here, then technically I don't have the time long enough here for him to piss me off too much. And the two other lovely housemates are moving out, which is super sad. Well, one moved out already. Yeah. Anyway. I'm really losing the plot today. I can't even keep my thought long enough. Like, what is happening? Washing up. I remember. I don't do it. Because for me, I remember when I was young, that was like tidying the house, washing up, like all of this bullshit was like the most important thing in the world. Or that's how it seemed, as in my child brain, the importance given to it was like, but why don't we play a board game together? Why, like, the world doesn't end if you don't do the washing up. And I understand that adults, especially the parental mind of the like, yes child, you don't need to, the world's not going to end, but if you want dinner tomorrow, you need to have a clean plate. I'm like, yeah, but there's another way. And I can never really express this well as a child, then we just end up having arguments. But I actively don't do it. I kind of have anti-OCD. If someone enjoys cleaning, be my guest, go for it. And I have my moments. I have my moments where I wake up, I put my music on, I clean the house, I have a great time. Also, like, when I don't... There's a child. Oh, it's super sweet. Anyway. Yeah, after my dinner, I want to have a shower and I want to go to bed. So I'm going to do it. Doing my dishes at that point, I have zero meaning for. It does nothing. It actually just saps life for me. It feels like I'm wasting my time. Whereas the next day when like, I'm like, okay, 20 minutes, just like tidy my room for me later, to come home, to clean space, get some food, like I like pre-cook my dinner and then I can just get home from training and eat it. That's like I'm like making a wonderful moment for future Tash, which I love to do. And then to do my washing up in that is like a 5-second little whatever, like I don't care. And I think like for me that is like really just like I found meaning in it. I found the way to like this is a gift. I don't like it's like a favour for future me, and I know that'll make me really happy later that I can just come home and dinner's ready and everything's clean and good to go. Whereas like I don't find any meaning in like forcing myself to do it after dinner. So yeah, finding meaning. It's a fun one. And I rewatched a film from when I was really young yesterday. It kind of just flashed into my mind and I was like, hello intuition, should I follow you for once? Not fight you. That's a good start. Since I've been doing that also, life got better. Oh my god, I cried so much at this film. Like, how did I handle it as a child? This was like so sad. But it was, oh, the music in it as well. Incredible. Yeah. It was very cathartic. It didn't feel like it was separate from me. It genuinely felt like, oh my god, that film is like a little piece inside me. Like it's a part of me, that film. And it was something I was like, oh my god, how there's something I love so much and find so pure. And I consider that to be not only like an experience or a memory of mine, I consider that to be a part of myself. Like, it goes down the cheesy line of this, you've got to love yourself, but like it kind of blew my mind that there's a piece of me that I watched this film and I was like, it's pure, it's just golden, like absolutely golden, this film. And how I speak about that film, there's a part of me that inside me that I, in theory, I could say the same about, which is a very lovely thought. And also like it was needed to watch this film. It was really needed. I kind of at some point I forgot like half of what I don't know. I watched this film like every weekend for like a good 5 years of my life. I forgot what happened in the end, or like for the second half of this film. I guess I couldn't really sit still long enough to watch all of it all the time because I remember the start a lot better than the end. And at some point, like this horse is really lost, and I was like, wait. Is this horse going to give me the answer to life? Because I did the good start bit, like the movie. I did the struggling, painful bit. I feel like I've come out of the painful bit right now. I'm now in the like figuring things out bit. And I was like, great, wherever this horse is going to go, that's where I need to go in life. And he went back home. Like, I mean, of course, it was a really beautiful moment. And he came back like changed and he had like so many more experiences and whatever. Like how movies go. Like a 2002 movie about a horse. Like, anyway. And I was like, I'm not supposed to run back home. That's not the point. But yeah, there was a moment I was like, this film's gonna like just tell me where to go in life. I don't know where I was going with this. I don't think you're supposed to put your life plans in the hands of 2002 film about a horse. But I never realised it. Or never thought about it in this way. There's a very, very, very creatively amazingly done artistic decision in that the narrator was the voice of the horse, but the horse doesn't talk in the film. This was incredible to me. Like I never thought about it like that. Like he's just narrating and he's saying I, and then you realise at some point it's the horse, but there's no dialogue between horses. Like horses just make horse noises and humans talk. Genius, like absolute genius. That's what I have to say. It's probably because I do that to my glasses that they all break. But yeah, the future Tash, you currently look like this. You drink this. This is really incredible. You're alright. You're alright. I can't say anything. You're good. You've got to sort your shit out. You need to come to terms with the world being a bit of a disaster. And you need more work. We all know that right now. But it's alright. It's really alright. And you have good people and you have good connection. Oh yeah. And, oh my god. Back.
vous en prie, bonne soirée.
Bonsoir. Ah, d'accord, merci.
Fermeture. Voilà. Ça y est, on est passé dans l'été, donc c'est 21h.
Ah, parfait. Merci.
Bonne soirée.
Bonne soirée. What a shit job. That man has to go around and tell everyone, c'est 21h. It's closed. You closed as a park. Well, that's it then. End of thoughts. And this child screaming and crying. And I think that family heard absolutely everything, which normally I don't care. I mean, a lot of people understand English here, but somehow if they're all speaking French, I'm like, whatever. But yeah, they understood my life update for myself, so that's kind. They were really kind. They're the cute kid. Well, I'm out of here. I don't actually know what I'm doing.